Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dead by Discussion, where we discuss all things Dead by Daylight. Alright, so it's been a few days since the developers have unveiled everything we need to know about the Stranger Things DLC. And so now I thought, since the dust has settled, I think now would be an appropriate time to weigh in on my opinions on everything. Now, I have watched a few videos, but I've tried to stay away from pros talking about them quite yet. That's not even a sentence. I wanted to stay away from people giving their opinions because I wanted to formulate my own before I go in there and just regurgitate what somebody else has said. I want to make sure I have something new to say. I don't want to just regurgitate what everyone else is saying. So, let's talk about everything. First of all, I have no attachment to Stranger Things, the show. No, absolutely none. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't want to watch it. I have no interest in it. But that being said, I can respect Stranger Things for the reason that every license that we've gotten so far has been. I mean, obviously Myers is still relevant. The people are still relevant, but mostly it's just been icons of the past. I think it is good to get some modern characters and modern horror up in this game. I think it keeps the game relevant, and I think it's good to have some modern appearances from modern licensed characters. I think that's a good thing for the game. I think the Stranger Things DLC will bring a lot of new players to the game. And I think this was a good license, and I think they made a good choice by choosing this license. I think this was a very good job, very good choice, and especially if it's in the realm of actually affording what they obviously can afford it. That's why they went and made the investment, and I think that was a very good pick. Good on them, good on behavior to get this license. So that being said, though, since I myself have no attachment. We're gonna go over some of this stuff, based on purely gameplay. Well, what the devs have said, nothing but that. I think we'll just start exactly how they described it. We're gonna start with the Demogorgon himself. I like the Demogorgon's design. I think he's neat. I think he's pretty damn cool to look at. And seeing him in the game, seeing him move, I think he's a very neat killer to look at. So, props to that. I like to look at him. He's a killer that I think fits in the genre. Good pick by adding him. That being said, his powers, average. This character brings nothing new to the table. Absolutely. Teleportation, Freddy. Freddy has teleportation. His teleportation is not instant because he has to go through the animation of going through the upside down to actually come out the other side. So he's going to be locked into an animation. So you can't jump scare like the Hag, and you can't teleport instantly like Freddy. And everything good about teleporting, I mean, Freddy can't instantly teleport, but once that meter's away, Freddy's instantly there. He still has to go through the animation, is what I'm trying to say. And based on that footage, there seems to be some kind of glow coming out from those portals that he makes. So the survivors probably get some kind of cue. If the Q works the same as Fred, I don't know. But the fact that he seems kiteable. That's what I don't think closing the portals is going to be something you do against him. I think it's going to be like the plague. Those kind of things where, you know how you got to cleanse against her, or you don't cleanse. That's the big debate with plague, which obviously you don't cleanse. I don't think closing his portals is going to be something you have to do. I think you just got to kite him. I think that's the thing. Just kite this character. Don't worry about the portals. Focus on generators. I think that's going to be the counterplay to him. I really do. Why do I think he's kiteable? Because his power's basic. His teleportation is basic. Hag has it. Freddy has it. Survivor. It's not a new thing anymore to be able to teleport across the map. I think, and I don't think his way of teleporting isn't the most efficient in the game either. The most efficient teleportation is Hag. Followed by Freddy, and then I think he kind of he's kind of the worst teleporter in the game, IMO. I mean, obviously he's not out yet, so we can't make that judgment. And then next, the lunge. I think Pig's lunge is going to be better than his. I say that as somebody that is one of Pig's biggest detractors, and being that I think she has a lot more flaws than positives. But his lunge being only able to go straight forward is going to make it impossible to use it in a loop. I think he's going to get eaten by loops. And because he's going to get eaten by loops, he will not break out of mid-tier. That's just the fact. Yes, he can move around the map, so he has a good stage presence, which makes him at least good in that department. So I don't think he's going to be shit. And he does have a lunge, and I think his lunge is going to be good at wide open areas. And I think if it has, especially if it has a shorter charge time than the Pigs. If it has a shorter charge time than the Pigs, it's going to have way more potential. But the fact that he can only go straight and he can't maneuver it, that might give him some issues. And he might get eaten by loops because of that. Like, even Billy can turn his chainsaw a little bit. And this character gets eaten by loops, he's kiteable. And if he's kiteable, there's no reason to close his portals. Do you know what I'm saying? If this character is not a danger, and you can efficiently kite him for 45 seconds, the average, you can go him from 45 to 80 seconds, there is no need to close this portal. Absolutely not. You need to concentrate on those generators. If he can down you, and the character is a dangerous threat, then you don't need. Then those portals might be something you need to focus on. But since this character doesn't look that good in the loops, I don't know if it's going to be actually worth it to close the portals. Because like he has a built-in way to slow down the game, but this way to slow down the game might not work, might not be good. So that's kind of the issue with him. Is if he gets eaten by loops, he's not going to be very good. It's that simple. Because there will be no reason to close his portals because he's not scary. He's not a threat. It's like the Wraith. Like, who cares if the Wraith saw you? Kite him for 80 seconds. It's very doable. Yes, it might be clunky at the beginning to kite him while we're still learning about the lunge and all that stuff, but like that's going to be the debate with the character. Can we kite him for 80 seconds or not? If we can, don't close the portal. Don't worry about it. Treat him like he's a baseline killer. Bottom line, I think this character will be worse than Ghostface. I think this is the worst licensed character since Legion. I think this is the worst character since Legion. So that's my thoughts on him. I think he's average as fuck, and I don't think he looks that great. I don't think he's breaking out of mid-tier. Well, that being said, on the character's base power, he now has 3 perks we must go over, unfortunately. Let's go over his perks and their fantastic use. Okay. Surge, ironically. Okay, Surge, this first one. Your eerie presence charges the air and it interferes with technology. Ooh, spooky. Downing a survivor instantly explodes and places a regression effect on any generators within a radius of 32 meters. Okay, so it's like the highest it could possibly be when it comes to a tear radius. That's good. Surge applies an immediate regression of 12%. They didn't actually go over that number. That number's not actually too bad. It's not as good as Pot Goes the Weasel, but like the fact that it hits every generator within a 32-meter radius, this perk will be good if you can down somebody at the center of the map, because it'll explode more gens. Very good for 3-genning. If the survivors 3-gen themselves, they absolutely will not be able to get out of it if you have Surge on. I don't think, at least. Surge has a cooldown, though. Can only be triggered once every 60, 50, 40 seconds, depending on its level. Okay, so the fact that it has a cooldown... Well, you see, the cooldown's not going to be that terrible, I don't think, because I don't think you can down a survivor within that huge time. Like, you know, I think it takes a good chase. A survivor that's good, I think, should take 40 through 60 seconds. So I don't think that cooldown's going to be that terrible. It does have a cooldown, though, so you can't just endlessly do it. Okay. They didn't go over that in the live stream either. I'm just reading about it now. This is I'm just going to say it flat out, this is the only perk that he has that has potential. The biggest question about this perk is if it stacks with Pop Goes the Weasel. If it stacks with Pop Goes the Weasel, you down somebody with your basic attack after hooking somebody, generators in that vicinity will get an immediately 37% regression. That's fucking crazy. That's the kind of 2-gen combo that can replace Hex Ruin, possibly, if they stack. If they stack, this might replace Ruin. it'll just move the gen pressure to the late game. So you'll pop gens early, but then have a harder time as the game continues. But again, if you just fucking spread the generators out, this shouldn't be that big of a deal. This is the perk that has the most potential on him, though, so I'm not knocking it. So this is the one to keep an eye on. So definitely keep an eye on Surge. Next, cruel limits. Your ties to otherworldly manifest when your prey attempts to get away. Each time a generator is repaired, all vaulting within a radius of 32 meters, again, of that completed generator is blocked for the survivors for 25, 30, 35 seconds. Your distressing presence during... Oh, that's the last... Wait, what? That's the last one. Okay, the lines on the website are really weird. Okay, this perk, I have a question about it. Because I didn't go over it on the live stream, and this description doesn't really thoroughly say, but it's implied. Does this perk, when the survivors repair a generator, 32 meters of the generator or 32 meters of the killer? That's the question we need to answer with this perk. Because if it's 32 meters of the generator, it's useless. If it's 32 meters of the killer, then it might be good. It might have something there. Because if it's 32 members of the generator, it has synergy with Tinkerer, and that's about it. And who the fuck's running Tinkerer? Because Tinkerer's fucking terrible. So, that's the question with that perk. Unless you get lucky, and just they pop it right in front of you. I mean, yeah, kind of late game bullshit, but like, I don't see this having that much potential unless it's like right in front of you yourself, within your terror radius. If it's not within your 32 meters, I don't think it's going to be that great. I don't know. Keep an eye on that one too. It seems to imply that it's of the generator, because why else would it activate upon a generator being completed? So don't expect that one to be that great. Next, Mindbreaker. This is the perk that doesn't particularly matter at all. While repairing a generator with less than 50% progression, all survivors are afflicted with the exhausted status effect. Exhaustion, that's good. Exhaustion, good. Exhaustion is the worst status effect a survivor can have. Because this is the only status effect that will weaken their kite time. That's why this is the worst status effect to have. Okay, this description is actually a little bit more clear. The exhaustion status effect pauses while repairing a generator and restarts 1, 2, 3 seconds after the generator's repair action. Okay. It's a little bit more clear here, but it's still not as clear as we need it to be. Does that happen when the exhaustion, like, does it go away 1, 2, 3 seconds after if they don't have it on previously? That's the thing we need to know. Because the thing with this perk is great. It counters sprint bursts and survivors doing gens in your face. That's about it. This perk is ignorable. Mindbreaker, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Mindbreaker is completely ignorable. I wouldn't even worry about it. It's just not going to be that great. That simple. It's just that simple. Will not be that great. Don't look for it. Maybe I'll be wrong, though. Maybe I'll be wrong. Okay, so summary of the Demogorgon. Cruel Limits might be good, but probably not. Surge is the one to keep an eye on, and his power is very underwhelming. Don't expect anything higher than a mid-tier, folks. This character is not going to be that great. Don't expect it to be that great. Next, we got the survivors. Oh boy, these two. We're going to start with Steve, because that's who they started with. Again, this stuff, all this stuff's on release, unconfirmed, so this might be outdated in a while. Steve, again, no attachment, I don't really care. The only thing I care about are these perks. Babysitter, we'll start with Babysitter. When you unhook someone, the person you're unhooking has no blood, no scratch marks, and then the killer sees your aura, and then you see his for 4 seconds. This perk is not needed if you have borrowed time. It's that simple. Borrowed time is better than this perk in every category. There's no reason to run this if you're running borrowed. So don't even bother with it. It's useless. IMO. No, just don't worry about it. Next, camaraderie. Is that how you say that word? Camaraderie? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Okay. If the survivor comes within 60 meters of your hook while you are struggling, the struggle phase timer pauses for 10, 12, 14 seconds. Okay, this one has the potential to be annoying, but This will only be annoying if you're camping. I guess it could be annoying, like, if they, because it gives them more time to make a rescue, I guess, which it was just kind of bothersome, because it already takes 12 years for them to die anyway. But this will punish campers more than anything, because I think good survivors are coordinated enough to where they would make the rescues anyway. And I think they said that the survivors would know that you have it, but, like, I don't know. I think if you're not camping, this perk is not going to be that great. But, I mean, it has potential to be annoying, don't get me wrong. I just think that good survivors aren't going to... I don't think 10 extra seconds on the hook is what they value in a perk slot. Just based on my experience at rank 7, playing against a few red ranks, I don't think 10 extra seconds is what they value. They don't want to get downed. Perks that don't let you get downed are the better ones. Or perks that pop fast heals. Those are good too. Alright, next one. This is the one that caught me off guard the most time I heard it. That'd be Second Wind. Second Wind means when you get off the hook, you're affected by the broken status effect. And then, you have to heal somebody first. You have to get a full heal. That activation condition is actually pretty strict. So, and this is something that I missed the first time. You have to be outside the killer's terror radius. So you actually have to get away. Especially if the killer's coming back. And then it heals you for over 20 seconds. This saves 20 seconds of time on a survivor. But, like... how much time does it take for Will Make It to pop a heal, Alpha Gen? Will Make It. We're looking this up. This is just a random thought I have. Will Make It. Will Make It pops a heal. These numbers are not good. Gain additional 100% speed increase to healing others. That's what it does. So how long does it take to heal somebody? I don't know these numbers. But this is gonna matter if it's good. Hell states. Okay, self-care takes 30.4 seconds, which means healing somebody regularly will be half of self-care's time, so it'll be about 15.2 seconds. This pops a heal automatically over, 20 seconds? Yeah, 20 seconds. It's faster to heal somebody when you get right off the hook without fucking Will Make It. With Will Make It, that time is again, so it takes like 8 seconds to kill them when they get off the hook with Will Make It. This perk has no synergy with Will Make It. And it's just faster to heal when you get off the fucking hook. So if the killer is not tunneling, this perk's useless. Again, just don't fucking tunnel, killers! Are you learning yet? They don't like when you do it. That's why there's so much fucking counterplay to it that it's crazy. Don't fucking tunnel. Because if you're not tunneling, here's why Second Wind's a bad perk. If the killer's not tunneling, this perk loses time. Don't tunnel. And the guy's losing time by using, because this perk has no synergy will make it, they don't even have the option to get healed. And yeah, that's what the broken status effect is for. If the killer is tunneling, running Second Wind will cause survivors to lose time. So don't tunnel, and you punish people who run it. That being said, though, some potential gimmicks that it has. This seems like a gimmick perk, though, because it will combo well with Decisive Strike and Deliverance, and possibly even the Nancy perk. No, not that Nancy perk. No, Nancy can't combo with this because of the broken status effect. The broken status effect is what makes this a bad perk, honestly. The broken stat, because they lose time. The numbers, the mathematics states that running this perk will lose you time if the killer's not tunneling. The only reason this perk is good is if the killer's tunneling. So, like, yeah, you save a tiny bit of time because you technically just run over to a generator and can heal you any. So you could potentially, like, do generators off of this. But, like, wouldn't you rather just fucking get the heal? Especially if the guy has Will Make It. You can do it in 6-7 seconds. It's not a big waste of time. Especially since Will Make It is there to pop a heal in 7 seconds. So, I think Camaraderie is probably his best perk. Second Wind has potential, but as I said, if the killer's not tunneling, this perk is technically losing you time. Especially, so there's that. So those are Steve's perks. Not necessarily underwhelming. They like, just because I'm shitting on Second Wind doesn't mean it doesn't have potential. Let me just say that. I know I'm giving it a lot of grief, but like, if the killer's tunneling, this can potentially be pretty damn good. Because you combo with Borrowed Time and Decisive Strike, leave their tear radius, and then pop a heal. Easy. So, like, it's especially, like, combos with Deliverance, like, because, like, the reason it combos with Deliverance is they both put you into the broken status effect, but then you pop a heal this time for free. So, like, Deliverance in this perk will have a lot of synergy. That's where its most potential lies in. It's gonna be in, like, some gimmicky Deliverance build. How's it gonna work with No Mither, though? That's my real question. No Mither, the ultimate meta perk, dude. Is this gonna cure the broken status effect of No Mither? They're probably just not gonna have synergy. But, yeah, that perk and Deliverance are going to be that's gonna be the real combo there. But, so that's Steve. Now we get to the elephant in the room, and that'd be fucking Nancy. Okay, Nancy's perks, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's go over them. Better Together, this one's useless. Don't even worry about it. The aura of the generator you are currently repairing is revealed to all other survivors located within the 32 meteor. Great! So they know the generator that you're repairing, so they can go run over to it too, just so Freddy can teleport to you with his Discordance perk. Yeah, don't run this. Stupid. Don't run this. Well, if the killer downs the survivor, you are repairing a generator. The killer and survivor's auras are revealed to you for 8, 9, 10 seconds. Okay, but that doesn't fucking matter because when you get when somebody gets down, their aura's revealed to you anyway. So don't run this perk. Stupid. Not that great. Just the most underwhelming of her perks. All right, here are I think I've seen more discussion about these two perks than any other, and this is the order I want to cover them in. So let's just go ahead and go over it. Fixated. Fixated, you can see your own scratch marks at all times. And then when you're healthy, you can walk 10, 15, 20% faster than normal. Claudette will love this perk, bruh! Claudette's gonna run this Urban Evasion Sprint Burst, and man, dude, there's gonna be some mad stealth going on here. Okay, but so like, I think that the 20% faster walk speed is the thing that has potential in the meta. The seeing your own scratch marks thing is good for new players, and it will be good to get data. It will be good for the high-level players to get data so they know exactly how their scratch marks works with no, like, leeway. How are these things working? Is they like, yes, but like the thing that keeps it out of the meta is that survivors already have an understanding, at least, of their scratch marks. Not a full, perfect picture, which is what this perk's going to offer. So, like, players can run it to, like, illustrate it perfectly. Then once they have the picture of what they look like, they'll take it off again, because they'll just know. But, like, survivors already have a general idea of how to use their scratch marks. That's why this perk isn't meta for that reason. The 20% walk speed is pretty damn good. This perk feels like it was two perks that got mashed together into one. Not that being said, I think the 20% walk speed is why people are going to run it at the red ranks, even if it's good. If it's even good. If it's even good, that's why it's going to see play, not the scratch marks. Because the scratch marks, people already have an understanding of those and how to manipulate them. I mean, like I said, that being said, that part of it's not useless. Top level players will love having that data for themselves, especially seeing it from the other side. Seeing it from the survivor side, at least. What their scratch marks do, exactly. They will use that to manipulate it and then figure it out and then go back to not running it for that reason. So that's that perk. That's all really I have to say about it. Pretty decent. I like it. It's certainly a healthy perk. When you're healthy, you walk 10, 15, 20% faster than normal. So you have to be healthy. Okay, that's maybe another limitation to it. Okay, inner strength. Here we go. This is the one I want to talk about. When you cleanse a totem, inner strength activates. Once inner strength is activated, hiding inside a locker for 10, 9, 8 seconds when injured will heal you to the healthy state. Big ol' bro! What? What the hell is that? Okay. I want to address a few concerns about this perk. First of all, let's talk about once it. Okay, so I think that survivor that was talking to me about this was full of shit. There is nothing on this description that indicates this is a once per game thing. Nothing. This is not a once per game thing. It doesn't say here on the description that it's a once per game thing. It could be a once per game thing if they nerf it. But like right now, it only says when you heal, when you cleanse a totem, the perk activates. And then when it's activated, you have the ability to hide a locker and pop a heal instantly. 8 seconds. That's a we'll make it heal. BT dubs. 8 seconds is a we'll make it heal. So, for the low price of 1 totem? What a deal! Okay, I didn't look up Sloppy Butcher's numbers, but Sloppy Butcher is like a meta perk right now. Did we remember that? Did we talk? I don't think the devs understand that healing is like our most reliable way of slowing the game right now. Calling Hex Ruin a reliable way to slow the game down is not accurate. It's not. Because the perk dies in 10 seconds. We all run it because we need to. We don't have any other choice. A lot of us rely on healing to slow the game down. Even getting rid of, like, 1 heal is awful for killers. Especially if they're running sloppy. Losing 1 heal that could potentially take, like, I don't know, half a minute is brutal to us. So we're talking about inner strength here. This is not a once per game clause. This activation condition is low. 1 totem? Okay, you know how you cleanse the totem, survivors? Let me teach you. Here, the game starts, look to your left, Hex Ruin probably spawned right next to you. You run over, you cleanse it, easy. So you just... like seriously, Inner Strength allows you to negate the killer's 2 best perks for stalling the game with 1 play! Cleanse the totem, and then you negate Hex Ruin and Sloppy Butcher in 1 play? What a deal, bruh! Get inside of a locker. Here, how about this? How about this one? Fucking, you get hooked, Inner Strength's active, you get hooked in the basement, you get unhooked, you have Decisive Strike, you jump in a locker. What's the fucking counterplay? I ask. This is my favorite question with Survivor perks. What the fuck's the counterplay to that? Jump in a locker. Like, yeah, fucking tunneling isn't good, like I said, and I just said, no, don't tunnel. But here's the thing, when you have the basement, tunneling is something that's just kind of free, because it's the basement. Like, yeah, don't tunnel, but like when you have the basement, that's a different story. At least you like slugging people. Like at the very least, you want to slug, which again, slugging's going to counter this in the basement, I guess, because then somebody has to actually come get you. But like the fact that you can just run and jump in a locker, even if you don't have the basement, with Decisive, like yeah, you ain't getting redowned. Which again, yeah, don't tunnel, but like even. Like, I said that, and the survivor was like, but tunneling takes no skill anyway, so it's good that they're making more counters to it. First of all, the counters we have right now are sufficient. First of all. Second of all, pop a heal in 10 seconds? That's not just good for anti-tunneling. There's a lot of things you can use that for. It's not just good for anti-tunneling. This is the same complaint I have with Medal of Man. This is not just an anti-tunneling perk, people. You can literally save 20 seconds of a heal from this fucking perk. And it's not once per game. Don't give me that shit. It says nothing about it being a once per game perk. It says nothing about it. This perk is broken. This perk is broken. And the way it's written here, it's broken. But like, again, there's an easy way to fix it. There's an easy way to fix it. You have to be injured when you cleanse the totem. That's how you fix this perk. I say that because, first of all, yes, you could cleanse the totem when you're injured and then go burn the perk right away and pop an 8-second heal. So you might be asking, oh, what's the point then? The perk has no point if you're just going to cleanse the totem injured and then pop an 8-second heal. Okay, well, here's the thing. You can cleanse the totem and then combo it with self-care. Cleanse the totem or a med kit, cleanse the totem, and then pop the heal with self-care, and then boom. Then you can make your insane plays. Much more honest. It was a stricter activation condition because let me tell you something. Good survivors have been cleansing totems this whole time. They did not need an initiative other than avoiding no-ed. That was the only initiative they needed for cleansing totems, was avoiding no-ed. Popping a heal in 8 seconds? Like, Survivor was like, oh, it's more about cleansing the totems than doing 8-second heals. Bruh. Like, bruh. An 8-second heal at top level when they're supposed to take like 30-40 seconds? You don't see why this is a problem. And like, again, there's not once per game clause. Like, okay, yes, the very maximum you could be seeing this perk is 5 times a game. Like, yes, granted. The thing about this perk and Metal of Man, I know I'm getting like slightly irritated, but like, this perk is way healthier for the game than Metal of Man or Decisive Strike ever were. I'm not saying that. This perk is not going to ruin the game as it is, as it's written right now. This perk will not ruin the game. This perk is like, okay, popping super fast heals might be good against some of like the really bad killers, like Wraith. Wraith's gonna hate this perk. But like, at top level, Nurse, Spirit, and Billy have, especially Billy, Nurse, Spirit, and Billy have all the tools in the world to deal with this. Myers can deal with this, Huntress can deal with this, because like quick downs, any killer that gets quick downs has no problem with this perk. This perk, again, this is the same thing with Metal of Man, except, even again, to a lesser degree. This perk is not as good as pre-patch Metal of Man. Pre-patch Metal of Man was another broken perk that could not stay in the game. This perk, the idea that they're going for, which is the 8-second heal after cleansing a totem, that can stay in the game. I don't mind that. What needs change is the activation condition. This activation condition is not strict enough for this effect. I'm not saying that the plays that you can make with it are so insane that they just can't be in the game. Because they can. Going into a locker with Decisive Strike and Inner Strength, yes, it's a good combination, but if you just make Inner Strength's activation condition, you have to cleanse a totem while injured, the person earned it. So they can do that. Cleansing a totem is a severely low activation condition for a perk that gives you insane rewards. This perk can give you insane rewards, so you have to, like the same thing with Metal of Man right now. And Metal of Man's activation condition right now is absolutely insane, because it can give you insane rewards. This perk is one of those low risk, low skill, high reward perks that I cannot stand when they put perks like that in, on the killer and the survivor side. This is a low risk, high reward perk. I can't stand perks like that. Again, let's talk about it if you had to be injured when you cleanse the totem. If you had to be injured when you cleanse the totem, the killer has either A, already hooked you, or B, had a fair chance to hook you after you got down. You know what I mean? Oh, not after you got down. But like, the killer has chased you and you either got away, got down and slugged, and your teammates came and got you. Like, you had a fair chance to be hooked. So you either even were. You were already. Like, Inner Strength, like, if you had to be injured when you cleanse the totem, it would be one of those perks, it would be a healthy perk that can bring comeback potential to the survivor's side. And that would be perfectly acceptable. I'm not against perks for survivors that can allow them to make insane plays. I'm not against perks like that. I'm against perks like that with low activation conditions like cleansing a totem. That's like the lowest activation condition you could possibly give a perk. Like think about it this way. If they nerfed pre-patch Decisive Strike or pre-patch Metal of Man, to where all you had to do was cleanse a totem to get the effect off, like, think about it this way. And what if they changed Metal of Man to, you cleanse a totem, and then the next time you get put into the dying state is ignored? That perk would still be broken and still need nerfed. Same thing for Decisive Strike. Now again, comparing those perks, I guess, isn't exactly fair, because again, those perks interrupt the putting the actions that put the survivor into the dying state. So like, yeah, I guess you can't compare those. I guess it's not fair. But still, an 8-second heal is ridiculous. I think the devs do not understand how much this will speed the game up if it's in the game as it is. Especially on SWF. Because they'll know who has it. I think this perk has the potential to speed up the game way more than the devs are intending it for. Because what the devs are thinking is, haha, this is a perk that's going to go get people to cleanse totems. Bitch, at top level, totems get cleansed anyway. They don't need an extra initiative. That's a repeat point. They don't need extra initiative to cleanse totems, other than no one escapes death is a good perk, let's negate it. That's the only thing that they need. And like, I'm also not against additional rewards for cleansing totems, not against that either. This perk has good ideas, and the 8-second perk when you get into a locker isn't actually a bad idea. It's just, if you're gonna do that, the activation condition we have here is not good enough. And I think that's the thing that needs change with this perk. I think this perk has way more potential than everybody's giving it credit for, because they're downplaying it because they don't want it to get nerfed. I don't like this perk is like, the thing about Medal of Man and Decisive Strike. Okay, I guess not Medal of Man, because the effective Medal of Man didn't get changed. They just changed the activation condition. Decisive Strike is the one that got its effect changed. But like, the thing about Medal of Man is they made the activation condition so stupid that you'll never actually pull it off, according to Survivor players. I want to lab the perk because Survivor mains bitch about Medal of Man's useless. Bruh, if you get Medal of Man off, you're gonna win the fucking game. But like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm bitching, because this perk is a lot healthier than Decisive Strike and Medal of Man were. Because when I think of Dead Hards and like, it's Dead Hard is, you gotta have some skill to use Dead Hard effectively. That's not fair. There's nothing wrong with Dead Hard. Dead Hard's fine. It's a very good perk that doesn't need nerf. Dead Hard, there's enough counter. Like, Dead Hard certainly has some strengths, but like, killers can still effectively read it and counterplay it effectively if they're good. So Dead Hard's just strong. Like, what's the counterplay of this perk again? If there's no counterplay to it, it's just that the survivors do basic things in the game, they get insane rewards. That's not really the lifestyle I want to be promoting, I guess. I say that as somebody, again, at purple rank on both. I feel like this perk can add unhealthy stuff to the game. I don't like perks that add unhealthy gameplay to the game. And so, I think that's all I have to say on these perks. That being said, I don't know, again, I think the only perk here that needs nerfed is Nancy's last one. I just think it needs slightly tweaked to where you just gotta be injured when you cleanse the totem. Because if you earn the plays, like, here's the thing. The plays that this perk allows you to do are insane. But if you earn the plays, then you can use them. I'm not against the plays that could possibly happen with this perk. I'm against the activation condition being as so not that, like that's easy. Again, survivors, look to your left as soon as you fucking spawn. Ruin's right there, I promise. Just get Ruin in the first 10 seconds, and then you get to negate the two biggest perks of slowing the game down in one sitting. Not a good idea. Again, all this perk needs is a slight tweak. You don't need to nerf the effect. You just need to like slow it down just a tiny bit. That's all you gotta do to it, and that's fine. Right now, it's just a little too good. I mean, it's not in the game yet, so we'll see what the PTB says. The PTB is where we're gonna see these perks in action. So when the PTB comes out, that's gonna be where we get all of our main questions with a lot of these perks answered. So wait till the PTB, and then hopefully everybody sees that Nancy's perk needs nerfed. Alright, but I'm sure that's not what's going to happen. Everyone's just going to call me a baby in the comments section, I'm sure. But that's okay. I am prepared to deal with it. Alright, friends. Ciao.